I should film it tomorrow instead of rushing through today. I just worked out yesterday. Do I really want to work out again? My nothing supposed to do. So, this process of procrastination is so common, and it's actually our brain's defense mechanism to protect us from any feelings of stress or even feelings of failure. Today I'm going to talk about some strategies that can then trick our brain to think that these things that it thinks are hard are actually not that hard. Number 4 is one of my favorites, and this is actually life-changing. I say a lot of things are life-changing, but doing this was actually very, very life-changing, which is task pairing. Task pairing is not about multitasking, but okay, it kind of is. But it's more about pairing a task that's challenging that you don't really want to do with a task, not really a task, but like a habit or something that you like to do together. But I've been doing this for years. Things like if I need to mop the floor or vacuum, I find that task something that I don't really want to do. But if I pair it with something like listening to a favorite podcast, then that task seems like something that's a lot easier for me to start doing. Or there are days when I have to get cardio done and I really, really don't like running. But I want to convince myself that I have to go to the gym and do some cardio. So in those cases, I actually tell myself I can watch Netflix show while running on the treadmill. And that's what I do. And that is enough to convince me to go to the gym, start doing cardio. And sometimes I do that for the length of the Netflix show, which is really, really good. By associating a challenging task with a task that induces pleasure, we're basically triggering our brain's reward system, which then promotes us to feel more motivated as well as focused. With task pairing, our brain actually starts to know what to expect, and it also starts to look forward to these activities that we do together, which then makes it a lot easier for us to do them in the future as well. Strategy 2 is all about tackling the most challenging task in your to-do list, the first thing you do. And it's not just about the timing. It's more about tricking our brain into thinking that this challenging task is not as hard as we think it is. And there's various benefits to doing it this way. When you start your day doing the hardest task first, you're essentially telling your brain, this is the hardest thing I'm going to do today. Once I'm done with this, it's going to get a whole lot easier. Incorporating this strategy into my daily life has really, really made such a positive impact on me, because in the past, I would kind of leave the hardest task to the end, and I would think that, oh, let me get done with the 5-10 minute task first before I tackle the big thing. But that way, I would still feel at the back of my mind that, oh, I still need to do that project. Oh, I still need to create that video. I still need to write that script. These type of things at the back of my head would still keep ringing when I'm completing those easier tasks. So try it this way now. Try doing it the other way around, doing the hardest and most challenging task the first day. Strategy 3. A new way that I've found to help make tasks feel a lot less daunting and also help organize things so that our brain feels less cluttered is a tool called Akiflow, who are also the sponsors of this video. Akiflow has completely transformed how we can approach our daily tasks. Instead of juggling multiple apps and to-do lists, with Akiflow, everything is consolidated into one platform. Before I was introduced to Akiflow, I used to actually do time blocking, but using Google Calendar, and I used to track my to-do list in separate apps. But with Akiflow, it has really helped me consolidate all of these things into one platform, and that's something I really, really appreciate. Akiflow integrates with tools like Gmail, Asana, Slack, and a lot more, pulling all your tasks into one place. Imagine having your calendar on one side and all your tasks neatly organized and color-coded on the other. This setup actually can help trick our brain into feeling like it's a lot more in control. Again, reducing that anxiety that we feel when we look at new tasks that we have to get done. One of my favorite features is the drag and drop functionality. For example, if I need to film a video, I can break it down into smaller steps like setting up a camera or scripting and dragging each task into my calendar. This approach not only makes the big task feel a lot less overwhelming by breaking it up into small chunks, but by completing each small chunk, I kind of get that satisfactory little wins, and that again reinforces a feeling of achievement happiness, endorphins, and me wanting to keep on being more productive. And it's not just a place where you can dump your to-do list items. With Akiflow, you can even prioritize them. You can schedule them for certain days. So if you're looking for a productivity tool to feel a lot more in control, to have something that consolidates things like Google Calendar, Notion, all in one place, Akiflow is the tool for you. So check them out in the link in the description box below, and I hope you like them as much as I. Strategy 5 is the anti-perfectionist approach. Now, being a perfectionist is not a bad thing at all. It basically means that any task that we want to do it very well, which is a very good thing. But it's good up till it starts to benefit you. But when being a perfectionist starts to be detrimental to you because you don't even finish tasks or you don't get anything started because you fear imperfection, that's not what we want. That's where the anti-perfectionist approach comes into play. For example, if I have to film a video, it's very easy for me to think that I have to film the best video out there that I can film and hire the best editor and get the best camera possible because that's what I need to film a video. But sometimes we just need to take a step back and ask ourselves, what is the good enough approach? What is good enough? At what point would I think that this video is not perfect, but it's good enough? Write down what good enough means for you, and that's what you strive for. When we start to compare what perfection means and then what good enough means, the good enough feels like something that's a lot easier to achieve, and our brain is going to love that. The main aim of all this is to take away that pressure of perfection. Remember, done is better than perfect. And once I started to internalize this, starting and getting things done became so much easier. So the next time you're faced with a challenging task, remember, perfection is not the goal. The goal is to make progress. And just with that small mindset shift, your brain is going to slowly get tricked into thinking that what you're doing is not as hard as it was before. So these are some powerful techniques that I have learned over the years and that have really helped me trick my brain into doing the hard thing. I would love to hear what strategies resonate with you. And if you have any strategies of your own, let me know in the comments below. Check out Akiflow again in the description box below. And with that being said, I will see you in the next one.